Currently, the four most popular VPN options are NordVPN, Surfshark, Proton VPN, and ExpressVPN. And there are more than a few reasons why. But what are the main differences between them? In this best VPN comparison, I'll cover everything that makes these VPNs the top providers and what sets them apart, so you'll be able to easily decide which VPN is the best one for you. As usual, let's start with the differences in privacy and security, since this category is one of the most important to nail if you want to be a trustworthy VPN. In this case, the four best VPN options have a lot in common. Each has a no-logs policy, ensuring that the VPN doesn't collect any data, and audits to check the legitimacy of these no-logs claims. Plus, all the VPNs employ the latest encryption protocols to hide their users' data. You'll spot the main differences in the finer details, like the jurisdiction. Surfshark is the only one that operates within the Intelligence Sharing Nine Eyes Alliance, which would be cause for concern if not for the company's aforementioned rock-solid no-logs policy. ExpressVPN also has a minor drawback here, or I guess had. Their parent company, Cape Technologies, was rumored to have been involved in malware spreading shenanigans. While nothing came of these rumors, ExpressVPN had a bit of a hard time for a while there re-establishing its trustworthiness. But the end result of that setback was them going through multiple audits and even introducing a bug bounty program. And that is all good stuff. Meanwhile, Proton VPN is the only one with no RAM-based servers whatsoever. These types of servers are designed to not retain any data long-term, so it's a great assurance that the VPN can't keep your data, even if it wanted to. But Proton has other means of providing its privacy too. The source code for this VPN is public and open source for anyone to inspect and point out vulnerabilities. So what does all that tell us? Basically, all four of these top VPN options will keep you safe online and won't collect your data. So if you pick a favorite today, I'll leave links with the best deals down below. And if you want a VPN with no security flaws, no matter how minor, then NordVPN checks all the boxes. And you can try it out by scanning the QR code that should be somewhere on the screen right now. However, if you're still in the process of making your decision, let's see what these top VPN apps look like and which is the easiest to use. My first impression of all four of these providers was good. The apps are clean and sleek, but I do think that NordVPN and Surfshark stand out with more polished designs. NordVPN's app design is similar across all platforms, so whether you're using Windows, a mobile phone, a Linux device, or a smart TV, there shouldn't be any steep learning curve. And you can have multiple devices with the app active at the same time, since NordVPN allows up to 10 simultaneous connections. Meanwhile, Surfshark doesn't limit the connection number at all, and supports a variety of devices as well. While it doesn't have an interactive map, it does have a clear and intuitive layout, making Surfshark one of the best VPN app picks for beginners. Most of the features are easily found in the sidebar when you need to reach them quickly. Proton VPN might seem a bit more complicated than the other two, and I do think that it has a bit more of a learning curve, but it's simpler than it looks, and it's kind of similar to NordVPN. Proton offers 10 simultaneous connections as well, and supports a variety of devices. Now, it might seem that ExpressVPN has the simplest layout of all, but the thing is, most of the features and settings open in a different app window, so your desktop can become a bit cluttered. That said, the only thing you'll usually need to open is the server list. While ExpressVPN has apps for all kinds of devices, it limits you to 8 simultaneous connections. But it has one of the easiest router setups, and a tool to manage the connection much easier than with other VPNs. It even allows you to assign separate server locations to different devices. Of the four options, Surfshark seems like the most beginner-friendly one to me, but you shouldn't have a hard time using any of the best VPN options I'm covering today, so you can pretty much choose the one that's the most visually appealing to you. But let's talk about what these apps can do, starting with each of their tools. As you might expect, the four best VPN 2025 candidates have all the necessary basics. For example, there are kill switches that cut off the internet if your VPN connection stumbles, so your IP won't get leaked. There's also split tunneling, which allows you to choose which specific apps use the VPN tunnel. It's also pretty cool that the four VPNs all have ad blockers. For regular ads and pop-ups, they all work just fine, and each can also get rid of trackers and point out malicious URLs. And if you're looking for the ultimate anonymity online, NordVPN and Proton VPN have two types of specialized servers for just that: double VPN and Tor network integration. Surfshark is the only one that has the double VPN functionality, while ExpressVPN does not offer any specialized servers at all. Yes, we're starting to see some differences already. Now let's check out what other unique features you can expect from these top VPN 2025 choices. In my opinion, NordVPN's strongest feature is Threat Protection Pro. The core functionality of this feature is your regular ad blocker. However, it can also scan your downloads for malware, just like an antivirus would. This makes NordVPN one of the best options if you don't want to have to install an antivirus. It'll give your device a much-needed security boost. Another cool NordVPN feature is MeshNet, and this one is for a pretty specific use case. It allows you to remotely connect devices for stuff like file sharing, remote work, and even a remote LAN party. What about Surfshark? Well, this VPN has quite a few unique features, which is all the more surprising since this provider is also the most affordable one in this best VPN comparison. A standout feature of Surfshark, at least for me, is Clean Web 2.0. And it's exclusive to the Surfshark browser extension. It blocks regular ads, pop-ups, and banners, but also gets rid of video ads too, something other VPN ad blockers really struggle with. However, the biggest perk you get with Surfshark comes with the Surfshark One plan, which adds a bunch of extra privacy tools and an entire antivirus. Yes, full-blown security software certified by the AV Test platform, with their latest evaluation even giving Surfshark the top product badge. What's nice is that you won't need to install anything separately. The antivirus appears within the Surfshark app. It doesn't have a ton of features by itself, but it will watch over your system 24/7. Plus, you can also either run full system scans with it or enable things like webcam protection. When you compare Surfshark versus ExpressVPN, ExpressVPN took a similar approach and started offering extra tools outside of typical VPN capabilities. First, there's the ExpressVPN Keys Password Manager, available as a browser extension. It's pretty good, allowing you to safely store, share, and autofill passwords, but expect a few bugs here and there. And ExpressVPN recently introduced eSIMs into their VPN package too, for easier and cheaper connectivity while traveling. While these additions are definitely nice, I'm a bit disappointed that they don't focus more on the VPN side. ExpressVPN could use some specialized servers or an improved ad blocker by now. Now to compare ExpressVPN versus Proton VPN. I already mentioned Proton specialized servers, but this app has some cool extra features too, like port forwarding. This is a useful tool for avid torrenters because it increases your success rate with torrents that have very few seeds or peers. So if you're planning to do some torrenting, Proton is definitely one of the best VPN choices for that. Proton VPN also has a VPN accelerator, promising a speed increase of 400% when compared to their regular VPN connection. Okay, we gotta check that one out to see if it's actually true. Our research team ran speed tests with all 4 best VPN 2025 providers across 3 different locations, and overall, NordVPN managed to retain speed the best. One of the main reasons for that is NordVPN's NordLynx protocol. Surfshark and Proton VPN rely on the WireGuard protocol, which is pretty much the gold standard in the VPN industry, and NordLynx is an upgraded version of that, which has been optimized for better performance. So I'm not surprised by NordVPN's faster performance. What's a bit more surprising is that ExpressVPN had the lowest speed retention overall, despite also having a proprietary protocol called Lightway. But that's not to say it's slow. All of these results are impressive, and I can't really feel a big difference at all when browsing or even while streaming. And remember the Proton VPN accelerator promise of 400% higher speeds? We didn't really see any magical performance from that. And at the end of the day, it basically just put Proton VPN speeds on par with the other providers. Now, I can't promise that you'll get the same numbers because performance depends on many factors, like the location you're connecting to, server load, your original speed, but you can expect to see similar trends and minimal speed reductions from all 4 providers. I also wanted to mention that the VPNs have pretty different server counts and country coverage. NordVPN currently covers the most countries, but Proton VPN has the biggest server pool. ExpressVPN standout here is that their count is hidden. That said, all of these VPNs cover at least 100 countries, and that's already plenty for most users. The biggest perk of having this big worldwide coverage is the ability to access various foreign content. So if you're planning on streaming, all 4 VPN options should provide plenty of content. In my testing, I only had to do a bit of troubleshooting with Proton VPN, but after a quick cookie and cache cleanout, it worked just as well as all the others. Like I teased before, Proton stands out here for its torrenting capabilities due to the port forwarding feature, but you shouldn't have problems with other providers either. Though, in my experience, ExpressVPN was the least reliable option for this use case. Plus, it's had some issues in the past with leaking DNS addresses. All that said, the final point to consider when deciding between these 4 VPNs is the price, or rather the value you get for your money. Strictly by the numbers, Surfshark has the cheapest plans, with NordVPN and Proton VPN sitting in the middle and ExpressVPN costing the most. Like I said before, you can check the best current deals through the links in the description, and we make sure they're always updated so you'll get the best price no matter when you're watching. One thing to keep in mind is that while Proton VPN and ExpressVPN offer deals based on the length of the plans, Surfshark and NordVPN have different plan options with some limitations. NordVPN's basic plan includes all the VPN basics and most of the features, except for Threat Protection Pro. It's a bummer that one's only included in the mid-tier plan. However, the same subscription also adds the NordPass password manager, so the value you get is definitely through the roof. Meanwhile, Surfshark's starter plan includes absolutely everything the VPN has to offer, all for a very affordable price. However, you can only get the antivirus and additional privacy tools when you get the Surfshark One subscription. But even then, it's still more affordable than most other VPNs on the market. So those are my top VPNs compared. I know, a lot of info, a lot of similarities, so if you're still struggling to make your final decision, here's a breakdown. NordVPN is the top choice for privacy and performance, and it's pretty much the closest thing we have to an all-around best VPN for 2025. Surfshark is the most affordable choice, with one of the easiest to use apps, the most effective ad blocker, and use on unlimited devices, making it the best VPN for sharing. Proton VPN stands out with uncompromising transparency and torrenting-oriented features, while ExpressVPN is the best option if you want to add a VPN to your router. I hope this best VPN review and comparison helped you make a decision. Don't forget to check the latest VPN discounts under the video, and definitely check out more videos on our channel, like this NordVPN tutorial. Thanks, guys. See you next time.